Fame is a movie about young people, and in spite of some rather sophomoric dialogue and situations, Stanley Kaufman in The New Republic calls it drivel, there is a power and excitement to the movie that makes it worthwhile and good entertainment. Here, for example, is a scene in the lunchroom of where this movie takes place, New York's public high school for the performing arts. Surprisingly, the man responsible for this happy mayhem directed the shocking and depressing Midnight Express about a young American in a foreign jail for drug smuggling. He's Alan Parker, whom I asked why he picked this as his next movie.
Well, it's always a nightmare because you make one decision, but that's going to be 2 years of your life. Right. When, so much is expected of you because of what you might have done before, the pressure is quite great to choose the right subject, and you never know if you have. All I knew was that I actually was going to choose something that was totally different to what we'd done before, because I didn't want to be pigeonholed as a director, and they do that to you. It was very different, and it was a subject that I was comfortable with, about young performers, because I've been, most of my adult life has been with young performers, and I wanted to do an American film, and New York I was more comfortable with because I'd been to New York more than any other place in the United States.
Making light of all my fears, I dry the tears.
21-year-old Irene Cara is already a veteran of performing, but felt strongly about this movie and her role in it. So I asked her why.
Because there are too many kids all over this country who write me every day saying, how do I start? Where do I go? I can do this, I can do that. I want to, I can dance a little. Where do I go to develop these things? And they don't know where they can go, and their parents certainly don't know. Most of the parents discourage them,
For good reason, don't you think?
What good reason?
Because it's such a, the chances are so high, and it's a matter of luck even after that of the people who succeed in this business.
Yeah, but I mean, I think there's no excuse for denying a young person what they want because you're a parent, I think there's no excuse for that, to deny the chance to do that. I mean, you can never know if you'll fail or succeed if you're not given the chance. And there's no excuse for a parent to deny their child that chance, that opportunity to see what they can do.
You have children?
I have 2 cats.
2 cats.
My kids.
I want to see you someday when you're a mother. I wonder what you'll say. I think you might have a different view of things.
No, not if my kids want to perform. I'll make sure they get the best training and they'll be the best.
God will punish you, you're beyond.
Rehearsing a scene in the snow is 19-year-old Paul McCrane from Philadelphia and Maureen Teefy, 26 years old, from Minneapolis.
No! Not done!
Want to try this again, Doris? It sounds kind of phony.
No, I don't want to try this again, Doris.
There's nothing wrong with you.
Yeah, I know there's nothing wrong with me. That's what's wrong with me. Everybody else here is colorful or eccentric.
Paul finds this his first major professional acting role, but Maureen has been acting since she was 12 years old, so I was curious if she thought she had struggled.
I guess so. I mean, I started out when I was 12, and...
Now, wait a minute. How can you're 12 years old, what do you mean? Your parents started you out at 12.
No, they did not. I started myself. My parents, I come from a very big family, and my parents were too busy taking care of all my sisters, and my father was trying to make a living for everybody, so they didn't have time to start me out. I don't know, I had an ambition then when I was younger, and...
Well, what'd you do at age 12 to get started in the business?
I used to look in the newspaper every Sunday, and under auditions, they'd have auditions for different theaters in the suburbs, and I'd go there on a bus and audition and maybe get in like The Sound of Music playing a young nun, or then I heard of the Children's Theater Company once when I...
Now, this is in New York?
No, I'm from Minneapolis.
This was all happening in Minneapolis?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I went to the Children's Theater Company, and there were kids my age acting in plays. And I auditioned there for 2 years straight, 4 plays a year, because they had a lot of young little girls. Their mothers would dress them up, 100 little girls, and you had to sing and dance and go on stage. And I just kept auditioning until I got in.
Since I was very small, I've wanted to act. I love to pretend. I did then and I do now. And that's basically what it is. I'm also very interested in music. I write a little bit. I mean, it's not just one decision thing.
But you remember as a little boy thinking, I want to be an actor?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah, for sure, since I was, as far as I remember.
Well, then why haven't you had more formal training? I would have thought that you would have had more schooling in drama and so forth if you've known this long.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it was something that... I think my parents were really good about that in that... I'm glad, in a way, that I didn't get a whole lot of training when I was young. I'm glad that I had a, I guess you'd call it a semi-normal childhood, just living and growing up and doing regular type things.
Yeah.
I find that as valuable or more valuable than I can think training would be, because that gives me experience.
By the way, the movie was written by Christopher Gore of the Gore family in Fort Lauderdale. And after it's all said and done, the most important thing to me about the movie is its spirit of hope and positive feelings about young people. What I saw in the movie was that the future is not so bleak as we sometimes think, but as full of hope and promise as we want it to be. And we need to turn to the young people in our lives to remind us of that promise. We'll be right back.